Hello everyone, and welcome to Sinking Ship Physics. So this is pretty much like a floated sandbox styled game, but they have some really interesting ships in here. This game is actually made by a YouTuber, because if you see there's YouTube on the fourth option, so if we just click YouTube, here's the YouTuber that made it. So yeah. So, you may be wondering, has this game appeared on the channel before? And yes, it has. It's when I did the side view sinking of Titanic versus the front view sinking. So we're going to sink every model of Titanic in this game, starting with this Titanic. Switch it to night. Just quickly flip it around there, and let's do the classic iceberg. So the iceberg should be coming. Yep, there it is. Blast the ship's horn. Of course, you can't hear the horn because, yeah, I had to mute it down. Oh wait, there we go. You could just hear the flowing water. You may be wondering, what does the free music notes do? That plays Near My God to Thee. But of course, I can't play it because copyright. But we can listen to the ship's horn. As you can see, 3 compartments are breached. That's inaccurate. It should be 5. Technically 6. But yeah. And explosion sounds when you make a hole in the vessel. But yeah, Titanic ain't looking so good. So I believe this YouTuber actually took the model of his ships from his videos and cut them out, cut the background out, and put it into this game, which is super cool. So yeah, Titanic is sinking. And does this do any of these Titanic models break in half? Unfortunately, no, they do not. So, probably at this point, Titanic will have broken in half, but we'll just pretend it did. We'll use the move oh, my bad. Never mind. And there goes the stern and the fantail of Titanic. There we go. So after that, we don't get another Titanic model until we move down further. But I'll skip that because I don't want to bore you guys. But there's like these really cool ships, fictional ships like the Bronze Titanic, Sapphire Titanic, Radio, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, the name's right there. Like, there's a lot of cool fictional ships. And the Ruby vessel. But here's our next Titanic model. Made by Ned. So, how well would Titanic survive a wave? Probably in real life, the ship would just break in half like how it does in Tiny Sailor's World when you put the ship against a tsunami. But there's the wave. Probably good Poseidon-sized wave. And surprisingly, Titanic handled that well. Now, how well would Titanic survive a sea mine like her sister Britannic? Only one compartment flooded. Good to know. Hold on, just reloading. So, let's reload. So, you may be wondering, what is this, like, black iceberg thing? This is actually a reef. How well would Titanic survive a reef? Or rocks, I guess? That's either a reef or a rock. Like, very skinny rock. Or just a spike. 3 compartments. Broken again. And while we're at it, let's get the classic iceberg in here. Just to damage the compartment some more. Blow the ship's horn. And boom. Collision. Real life, the forepeak and the compartment just before the first compartment that's flooding would also be flooding. So yeah. By now, first funnel probably would have collapsed. Oh wow, I didn't think the ship would get in this angle only with 3 compartments flooded. Reality, if 3 compartments were flooded, ship would survive. Just recently found out if Titanic had a double hull like Britannic and Olympic after Titanic sinking. Titanic would have definitely survived. But unfortunately, Titanic only had a single hull. But then after surprisingly after the double hull, the triple hull came out. Not sure, or don't even know if the triple hull even exists for some ships. And I'm just gonna use the move tool to move the vessel, and there Titanic goes. Hey, raise the Titanic. We got good old raised Titanic, but there's an inaccuracy. Why is there a white stripe going along between the red and the black? Titanic never had that in real life. And why is there stripes going on the funnel? Did Titanic turn into a Canadian Pacific steam line ship? Because that's what that Canadian Pacific Steamship Company did with the Empress of Ireland. Had a white stripe with yellow funnels and black stripes. Anyways, how well would reality, this Titanic would probably sink, but let's see how well it does against a torpedo. Ooh, right. Probably somewhere in the engine room, I would assume. But, yeah. And let's just... So, let's say the compartment where the torpedo hit, filled up quite rapidly, and it spilled over the second compartment, and then the last compartment at the stern. And the Titanic is sinking. Still actually like how he left some funnel damage there, because if the ship did sink again, which it did, water would actually pour down there. But I still don't get why the second funnel was not added to the model. I wish it did. Anyways, there goes the ship. And it has hit bottom. No. We don't want Titanic to go Poseidon. And it's gonna go Poseidon. Okay, I was able to make the vessel go on an even keel. Since this is race Titanic, we also gotta raise the Titanic. Oh, wait. Come on, Titanic. Come on. I hate how my camera moves down. And Come on, Titanic. Come on. There we go. We raised Titanic for a little bit. You guys have heard of happy planes before, but now we got happy ships. LOL. Anyway, move on to our next Titanic. Hey, Mega Britannic. It's just like from that Golden Tanic vs Bull Tanic series. There's our next Titanic. And sea mine. Oh no. Plus an iceberg. A sea mine plus an iceberg. The two items that sank. Oh, whoopsie. Vessel is reloaded just in time for the iceberg collision. 3 compartments damaged. And these compartments rapidly fill up. First funnel collapse. Second funnel collapses. Ship splits. Third and fourth funnel was fallen off. And the final plunge of Titanic. There goes Titanic. Here's Costa Concordia that sank 100 years after Titanic. Interesting how we got the Queen Mary in this model, in this game. 2 different versions of Queen Mary in this game, even though Queen Mary never sank. Okay. And we also got some, what I would assume, a Histobrick model of Titanic, or a custom build Lego Titanic. But as you can see, it's flipped the other way. So if we just hit the yellow square with 2 arrows, that will flip our vessel. And you may be wondering, if we do the iceberg, load the iceberg, is it gonna be a Lego? Unfortunately, it is not. But here's a what if. What if Titanic hit 2 icebergs? If Titanic actually hit 2 icebergs, the sinking would not be 2 hours and 40 minutes. It would probably be way faster than that. There we go. So, the same 3 compartments doubled in damage. Well, triple in damage. Let me know if I should get all the pieces for this from this Titanic model and should build it, and I could showcase it on my vlog channel. And yeah, Titanic would split, and the final plunge, and we could just go. There we go. Fun fact: the Oceanic Free. There's only one model of Oceanic Free, and it's just the Lego version. No other Oceanic Free vessels. So that's interesting. And this is the only model of Olympic besides the front view. But here is the front view Titanic. So yeah, we got a front view of Titanic. So we could see the listing of Titanic. So let's put it up against our iceberg, which is go on a sail on the side. If the iceberg was on the other side and I took a screenshot of the collision, that would be a cool recreation of a photo. But POV of Titanic rolled over like Britannic. And now we okay, we're having Titanic mixed with Wilhelm Gustloff or Costa Concordia or Britannic. If Titanic actually rolled over at this speed, way more deaths. And we just sink. And will it land on its side? Probably not. Yeah. Oh, it did. This is actually the first time I said seen a front view model actually sink onto its side, because usually it would sink on the even keel. So, POV of Titanic was on its side, the Titanic wreck. But we also have other Olympic class liners in the front view, like Olympic and Britannic. We even have Empress of Ireland. Titanic 2, Clive Palmer model. If you guys haven't seen my new video, I did a YouTube short of Titanic versus Titanic 2. I'm not going to spoil which ship won. You probably know which ship won if you watched the video. And we got our iceberg collision. Now in the movie, the 2010 movie, Titanic 2 sank by an iceberg that was on top of a tsunami, but you could not get those physics either in Floating Sandbox or this game. So we just rapidly fill up these compartments. And Titanic 2 is sinking. Oh, it froze. At least Titanic 2 actually has a lot more lifeboats. The ones on the main superstructure, aka the boat deck, and those modern orange and white ones. Titanic 2 sunk. And here's another Titanic model. This one is actually cool because you could see the interiors of the ship. So we'll see the interior, how the interiors would have flooded during the sinking. So get the iceberg out. And iceberg. Since I have the volume low, you could just barely hear the horn. And boom. Oh, yep. And, 3 of the boiler rooms have flooded. No, wait. Oh, whoopsies. Oh, whoa. And I'm just gonna do that, and yeah, there goes Titanic.